As the 70s roll in, stability around the world has never been as shaky. Interplanetary alliances join together to seek ideological supremacy across both planets. Cultural shifts are uprooting norms that have been in place for centuries. Technological shifts have been changing how the world itself functions. As these shifts occur, life continues in the Seedbearer region, where a seemingly random group of people have come together to try and make sense of the nonsensical. This is Hazeltown Story. Hello, and welcome to Hazeltown Story Discovery, Episode 3. This is going to be the start of the second day of investigations, and the start of our second recording session. With the new system that is, that we've started with this discovery arc of Hazeltown Story. This session that we're going into, to kind of briefly recap what happened at the end of the last episode, we actually completely finished one of the 3 jobs that were given to the crew. So that's one of 3 jobs obviously down. So hopefully they can focus on the 2 others, and they also got some more progress done into the arc with the Canary group. So then started the robotics lab one, but that will probably change with this episode. In fact, I know for a fact it will, because it happened. Also this session is more interesting because we have pretty much the full group with us this time. We are joined this one not just by Torpo, Carnival, and Deathmaster. Now we have X and Bobinator with us now too. So it's pretty much a lot of the crew from the last arc. So it's more people getting used to the setting. And it seems like for this one, it didn't go, I think, too terribly bad for it being getting more people into it. But still kind of tweaking things out. It's going to be like that for quite a while. Probably the next couple recording sessions as we kind of iron out some of the details that we kind of didn't think of when we were making up the system. But for the most part, it actually is going smoother than I feel that when we were using Genesis. So I feel like that's still a good thing. Other than that, I don't have really anything else to say other than we should be, as of this recording, we had to delay a session once just due to some unfortunate timing. But that really shouldn't matter, because if you're listening to the recordings of these, it should have happened by now. In fact, I think with this one and the next one, I'm out. We're good for the next 3 weeks, so we have time. So I don't expect any delays or anything with the schedule. So that's that, I guess. I don't think I have any other housekeeping details. So let's go ahead and get started with the character introductions, and then the actual episode.
Aria Stragelle is a doctor slash mortician, and the pronouns are they, them.
Right.
I think that's everything.
Yep. Bob, you're next.
Hello, I am Bobinator. I am playing Ferrus D'Ettero. He is a full-time explorer, part-time TV host for his own TV show, Whole Wide World. And he's a he/him.
All right. Hi, I'm Carnival. This time I'll be playing Elmis Grenner, she/they, an engineer who will often ask the question of, can I do this rather than should I? As evidenced by her interventions, I also play Claudia Lupin, a would-be thief, and Yuhar Govenin, a retired pirate.
Hello, I am of course Deathmaster 780. I play Bob B, a businessman who does nothing illegal whatsoever. Pronouns are he/him. And I also play Nels Masters, a lady obsessed with death. Pronouns are she/her.
I'm TorpidTypist, and I play Iravia, she/her, and she's the mad cow your parents warned you about.
It is a new day. And just to especially go over it, since it is new, also the fact that we have new people with us, we are going to start each day with a downtime period, which means that each of you get 2 actions that you can take it's one action. It's like each action is only done by one character. So if you have multiple characters, you still only get two. And you can have whatever character you want to do it. And I will go over what you can do. And since I'm probably just gonna do this in alphabetical order. We're gonna start with X, but I will explain what everything is first. So, in a downtime period, you can do the following things. If you are working on a particular case, you can acquire an asset, which means if you're like looking for a piece of material, like you can go and get the material. It's basically as simple as that. If it's something that might take a little while, you can, do that multiple times over a period, so that way you can, eventually get your material. You can work on another thing you can do is work on a long-term project. You can do crafting, which is really for people who have like the engineer or something like that, where you can actually craft something. You can do research on a particular subject. Like if you're working on a case where it's like, oh, I found this item and I want to look into what that is. You can do a long-term project to kind of research it and just figure out what it is over a period of time. Another thing you can do is relax and recover, which if you are, if it's after an investigation period where you did a lot of things that are stress-inducing, and you use some stress during the investigation, or if you somehow got hurt, you can relax and recover, and that will recover all the stress that you took in the last period. Also, you can recover some harm. The other thing you can do, which is what I probably recommend, is you can train. And training, you can put 1 XP into any of your tracks, which, to clarify what your tracks are, that is both of your archetypes. Each archetype has its own XP track. Also, in regards to your skills, your physical, intellect, cunning, heart, and charisma skills all have their own XP track as well. Axe, what would you... I would probably say you'd want to train twice, because I think that's really the only thing you would do.
Yeah, based on my character, I don't know what's happening, what we're investigating, who we're investigating, why we're investigating, if there's even an investigation going on. So I guess in the absence of having that knowledge as a character, sure, why not? Let's train twice.
Okay, so you can choose what you want to train if you want to make your archetypes better. In regards to leveling that, basically every time you get 5 XP, or like a multiple of 5 XP for an archetype, you will get a new skill. For your skills, the things at the bottom right, every time those... So just to clarify, for say for when I'm saying physical, the skills smash, aim, and maneuver all are under the physical umbrella, and that physical umbrella has its own XP track. So every time you say, if you were to put it in physical, not saying you have to, but if you want to, every time that goes up by 5, you can increase either smash, aim, or maneuver up by 1.
Okay. Then I'm curious, because you said I had 12 XP to work with, and so I split it up amongst the 5 categories. So was that 12 split amongst the 5 categories, or...
That's those are your dots of the skills when you roll, not XP in the stats to get more of them.
Yeah. So I should have probably said you get 12 points to spend. Now you get 1 XP. If you train twice, you get 2 XP that you can put in whatever you want.
All right, so just so I'm 100% clear, the 12 points you told me I had, points that I could put in across the 5 different categories. I didn't have to just pick one of them. Okay.
No.
And then now I'm earning XP towards adding 1 more point per each.
Yep.
Okay. All right.
If you want to think about it, I can move on to the next, and then eventually we can go back once you figured it out.
I think let's drop 2 in my charisma.
All right. Okay. Bob.
Okay, thinking about it, can I put a couple of XP into cunning?
So if you want to, oh yeah, you can put 2 XP into cunning.
Okay, how much XP does it take to put a skill into cunning skill again?
5.
Okay.
It's
All right.
it's 5. It's 5. It's 5 across the board essentially.
I guess, I don't know, take some classes on detective work, try to round myself out a little bit.
All right. Carnival.
All right, Elmis is going to be continue working on flying drones, of course. So
Okay, so let's see. You had 1 pip into that last time.
and that's an 8-step clock, or is it?
That is a 10-step clock, I believe.
All right, good find there. So
That is in fact a 10-step clock. You're in the building phase, so I'd imagine that would be. Well,
That's-
you tell me what to do, how you do it.
well, yeah. So it's build. It's tinker because it's just building, messing around with the different types of materials and such.
Playing job.
Okay, roll a tinker.
So that'll be 3d6.
I believe so. If I look,
I know I was saying that for like people listening. That is 3d6.
Yes, your tinker skill is 3, so that is in fact 3d6.
Wow.
Position doesn't matter. Effect doesn't matter for this.
That is correct.
Crit.
Okay, so you critted. So that
Yeah, 2
Wow.
6s.
So that is 2 6s. So you increase that clock by 6. So it is 7.
And then
Wow.
because of the extra efficient,
Oh, is that an additional pip?
that's an additional pip. And then I'm gonna go and do some more tinkering to just see work
Okay.
on the project again.
All right, go ahead and roll that 1. Roll that triple 1.
You're a monster. Carnival cannot be contained.
A 6.
Yep, 6. A 6 and 2 1s. So that increases by 4, which you only needed 2 more to do it. So you've completed. In that time, you have completed building the spider drone. So you now.
You flying drones. Spiders
the
are already.
Yeah. Oh, right. Yes. So now the cameras can flow.
Now you disgust me even more.
Okay, let me mark
Mission
that as
accomplished.
done there. Okay. So DM.
So I'm going to do training for both characters. Nellos is going to train the scholar,
Okay.
and Bobby's going to do some work and train the agent.
Okay. So if I just say Bobby, agent, that is. You are now up to. Are you up to 18 now, or is that?
I just upped them, so yeah, 18 is the new number, and 20
Okay.
is the new number for Nellos.
What you? Oh, I see. You already spent
I spent
the.
it.
Yep. All right. So which one did you get?
Got the brochure.
Okay. So, if you have time to prepare, add 1d and plus effect to any roll regarding gathering information about whatever location you're at, which is the ability that you just got. Okay. So Torpo.
I know there was the item I was researching. I don't remember what it was off the top of my head though.
It was the necklace that the necklace that was on the statue at the house. But you actually finished that out.
Yeah.
But does it have other uses?
I don't know, but I believe you finished that out.
Yeah, you got it finished, but that doesn't mean you could try and do a new project using it.
Also, no, I never finished researching it. We just finished the case.
Oh, it was at
Okay.
7 of 8. So let me get you.
Ba-da-ba-ba-da-da.
How do I add? Oh, here. Okay. Okay, so do you want to try and continue finishing that up?
I don't know, now the way you phrased it, not knowing.
Actually, I think that was also a 10. But it was basically done.
There was one point. It had 1 point left to go.
There you go. Yeah. There's no way for you to like put labels so that we can see on the tokens.
I gotta actually do it. Because if I do, if I spell it right, research necklace. There.
I don't even know if there's any point to it at this point. That's what gets me.
Well, you can also either train.
I'll train and just hold on to this wonderful memento.
All right. So what are you gonna train in?
So what do I train again, just to be sure?
You can train in either of your archetypes or any of your skill groups.
You know what? Because I'm close, I think I'll double down on the Vox. Do the unique.
The unique, which means that should put you at 20.
It does.
Which means you have an available unlock.
Damn straight I do, baby. I'll decide on that though while you talk more.
All right. So, with that, you're all done with your morning things. So I would imagine that you probably start your day off in the office that you now have access to in the city.
Yeah, that makes sense.
That we did redecorate.
Yes, that you are in the process of redecorating.
Most of the
The hookah
furniture's
setup.
moved in at this point. Maybe a little
Lots
bit.
of tinsel.
God
Might not be the
fucking
season,
no.
but tinsel is important.
No, Aravia would lose her goddamn mind.
Tinsel is
Shinies
something
everywhere.
neither Ravio or Bobby would do.
They're the ones who set everything up.
Yes.
Look,
Probably a bunch of. Sorry.
I would say it's the 70s. There's enough other crimes you can commit in terms of decorating.
It's fine. For some reason, Aravia is big on antique furniture.
Disco ball over every cubicle.
Probably some kind of interview area set up for like recording people that comes up.
Probably, yeah. You do, because there are 2 offices in there. The one that Theron can be in and one that Henry can be in. The rest is kind of an open area. There's also a desk that's kind of set aside should they inevitably get a secretary. But that is empty at the moment.
Oh, we had
More
a secretary.
Is it a cubicle layout or is it an open floor concept?
I mean, it's not that big, so it is technically open. It is open plan.
Aria is disgusted by this.
It's it's not that big, so it's like a handful of desks.
I imagine it's like, yeah, there's desks there, but it's like most of it's taken up by furniture we moved in and also like a whiteboard that's got different like stuff on there.
All right.
So didn't we have a secretary? You said something about us having a secretary last time.
That was for the general building, I think.
Yeah, that was like the building overall, I think. I can't remember actually. But yes. With that, you're all around and you can let's see. You can take a look at now that you're all together, you can I would imagine that you start to like compare notes with what you had now that you have Aria and Ferrus there. So you can take a look at essentially the job board that's now only has 2 because you've taken down the job for Lila. You can consider that one complete.
Left.
So you have the one that is talking about the Canary group, in which you now actually can set up a meeting with the contact. And you have the robotics laboratory break-ins that you have not touched yet.
Well, Elmas is going to see that the robotics library thing and just, yep, I'm doing that one.
I'm interested in the Canary group. They're like the secret bunch of authors you mentioned, right?
Yes.
Okay, yeah, I'm into that.
And I'm going with the Canary group, not because I'm interested in the authors, but because it's something I can lord over Toby. And that's what matters.
I think I'll go with the Canaries one that's more suited towards my skills.
All right. Let's see, because DM, did you decide which one you want to do?
Canary group.
Okay.
Rest in peace, Carnival.
So Carnival's going to be the one to kind of go there, and the rest of you are going to go. What characters are you going to use? I mean, obviously, Axe and Bob. That's pretty easy. Carnival DM. You take a year to go as Bobby.
Yes.
And,
Ellis is fucking off for a while again. Now that the mansion job's done.
all right. And then obviously Iravia. Carnival. I take it that you're going to probably do this as Elmas.
Yep. So, though, I suggest you do the Canary Group one first.
Okay. Okay. So someone needs to call Toby to set the appointment up.
Ferrus is sorry.
I was like, who wants to take it?
I'll do it.
All right.
Alright, Bobby. Smarm in his voice, still smiling about this job. Calls up Toby.
Yep. Hello?
Howdy, friend. It's me. Did you get that meeting set up with your brother?
Yeah. So I want you to meet him, or he wants to meet in let's see, where do I want to have you meet? Since you know the area, go ahead and go meet up in the Welcome Square again. Meet up in meet up by that fountain in the park area.
Alright. He doesn't know that I'm coming, right?
So because I didn't know who of you are going to go and be there, I kind of gave some general descriptions of what you look like.
Excellent. I want to see the look on his face when he realizes who I am.
Rafa can't hear Toby, but she just can hear you, and just a shudder goes up her spine. One of revulsion and disgust.
So Ferrus is going to look at Bobby and ask what he knows about this group. Why are they so secret is one question.
Bobby just winks at Ferrus. You can tell that through his sunglasses. And then he says to Toby on the phone, I think you may be getting an angry call from your brother later on. Be seeing ya. And hangs up.
I'm going to say that's not very helpful at all.
Bobby just looks at Ferrus and says, oh, they're just all, the Canary Group, they're just all about exposing secrets and whatnot. Thinking that they're helping the world.
He's going to ask if they're not a bunch of people going around doing cocaine all the time, are they? Like that last bunch we met?
They're not cool enough for that.
Well, they're authors, so they're probably snorting something.
Maybe like one or two are doing coke.
Anyway, I'm ready now.
Just a bunch of nerds who think they're way cooler than they are.
I can get behind that.
He just says nothing and smiles.
All right. I guess with that, you all, it's the kind of mid-morning. I think you all go to the park, or not the park. Well, you go to that fountain from the last area. You know, the part that was connected to the park called statues. Kind of the sitting area where you kind of spied those spies for a little bit at the very end.
Yeah.
You all kind of head there, and you get there and you realize you didn't really have a description of what he looks like.
Like Toby, I would assume. They're brothers.
Let me just.
Both of you do assume they're related.
Let's see. Morning. So there are a bunch of people around. So what do you want to do?
I guess take a walk around the park and just keep an eye out and see if we see anybody who matches the possible description.
Okay.
Don't have a description was the thing. Other than probably looks like Toby, unless he's not blood related.
Iravia is just going to sit on a bench and people watch.
Bobby's going to smoke a cigar.
All right. Aria and Ferrus.
I'm sorry.
So you're gonna right? You said you were gonna go walk around.
Yeah, and try to see if I can find the guy.
Um, so I am going to say, if you're looking for anyone in particular, I am going to request that you do a skill check for that.
Oh, okay. What skill?
Well, that's the thing. So in this system, you tell me what skill you want to do, and I will give you parameters around that using that skill.
Let me see here. I guess could I like walk around to ask people that I'm looking for somebody? Maybe use charm, like try to give like a description of what I think he looks like by Toby, and see if anyone's seen anybody like that.
You can. I would say if you're doing an action roll for that, you will. I would say the parameters for that are it's controlled because there's no real harm that could potentially have for you for that. I will say though that the effect is going to be limited.
Okay, so I have a 2 in charm. That's a 2d6, right?
So if you hit so if you hit in the macro, did you set up your macro bar in Roll20?
Oh, I have one. I have action roll, genetic roll, resistance check.
Yep. So hit action roll, and say that you're doing charm
Controlled and limited. You said
and limited.
2 dice, right?
That should be 2.
Now, hold on before you click.
Oh crap! Sorry.
Oh, well, I don't think that would help. Yeah,
I'm sorry, Carnival. What were you going to say?
I was gonna say you could have pushed yourself to get get an extra die for 2 stress, but it's too late now.
I'll note that next time.
Okay. Also, actually, I'm gonna have you redo the roll because I actually should have checked your skills first because, you do have the ability linked, or you do have the talent linked in, which is, or actually, going by, let's see, which is you always seem to know someone. That'll be for who will vouch for you. So I don't know without that effect. Okay. So I knew you would do that roll because yes, that is actually something that is worth knowing. You can spend 2 stress when you're doing a roll to give yourself another die when you're rolling it. So effectively, you would be rolling 3 die. You can also, if you want to get an additional die after that, you can take what's called a devil's sack or a devil's bargain. Which is, I tell you a consequence that if you want to take that 4th die in this case, you will have to take this consequence, and it'll be a slightly negative one. Nothing major, but it is it is an additional die, but you will have to take a penalty for it.
What is the penalty? Can I ask now?
It would be something like it would be like something like you don't know whether or not the information is valid, or you don't know, or it's even worse information than what you already have gotten. So it's something like it reduces the effect, or it puts you at risk, or something like that.
I see. You know what? Yeah, I'm gonna try again. I'm gonna go for let's do 4 dice. I'll take the stress and go for the bargain.
Okay, so in this case, the information is going to be less potent than even what it was.
Even if I succeed?
Even if you succeed.
In that case, before I roll, can I not do that then?
Yeah, you can just not take that die then.
Okay, I'm gonna push though. Take stress.
Yep, so that's 3 die.
Okay.
So you are now at 8 stress.
All right, that works out much better.
There, you have succeeded. You rolled a 6, a 2, and a 5. So you walk around, and you kind of explain, you ask around and see if you saw anyone who looked, who I would imagine would be a kind of brown or a brown furred rabbit man that looks like kind of same description as Toby. And you the information essentially is like, what they say is no, that they've not seen anyone that looks like them in the area.
Unfortunate. Unfortunately, that's my best idea, so I'm going to let Bobby see what he can do.
Or I guess also either if anyone wants to take a particular action.
Max, you want to do something?
All right. So, are we still in the office?
No, we
you're
left.
We're at the park.
We're at the park.
Yeah,
Okay.
Toby's brother doesn't exactly know who to meet up with because all got was general descriptions, and we don't know what he looks like.
And we don't know what works the Canary Group has
So you have
published.
you have one book at least. You could definitely look up to see what works they've done, but you have one in particular that they specifically called out
All
for
right.
the.
Okay, so that brings me to two things. The first, I would like to look through the book and see if it gives any clues or hints as to who or where the Canary Group is.
Oh, so the book, I think we might have skipped over this. The book isn't about the Canary Group. The book is about Ronald Reagan hiring white supremacists.
Right, but there could be some stuff, hidden within the book that links to the Canary Group.
Well, the point is that Toby's brother links directly to the Canary Group.
Yeah, that's why we're trying to meet up with him.
But
or whatever
also, are you talking about like looking for like an author stub or something like that, some sort of signature?
Just like maybe it's a series of code words or just something that I guess I'm just on the wrong track.
Let's see.
Because I thought we didn't know who the contact was or where they are.
The information that you have on the contact is Toby's brother, and that's all you know essentially.
Yeah, the important thing here is we don't know what Toby's brother looks like, and Toby's brother only has a vague definition of what we look like. But we're supposed to meet here, and that's all we know.
I honestly can't think of anything.
All right. Trying to think. I mean,
You call Toby back.
I mean, that you could also do that.
We could do the smart thing. Yeah, it's true.
Or do you want to be spicy and do the dumb thing?
The dumb thing?
Well, I was just saying because like calling Toby and figuring out what he looks like might be like that is an option you could do. Or if you just want
don't only Bob B and Iravia and Yuhar have Toby's number?
I would so what I would probably say, especially since he's acting as a sponsor of the group, he would probably give out his number to anyone who has been associated with it. And since he met you through the last case, he would probably give his number would be freely available in the group.
All right. Well, since we're at the spot, I guess the only thing we can do is I'll call him up and so let's call him back up.
All right. So are you calling them?
Yeah.
Okay. Zeroing says like, hello.
Hey, it's Aria, and there's one small thing that's getting in the way of us getting further in this case.
Is it the fact that you don't know what he looks like?
Bingo. Could you give us a little to go on, or at least help us?
So I was kind of curious if he would have found you out first. But yeah, one thing I probably should have mentioned. He should mention that he's my adoptive brother. You're gonna look for a. He is human. First off, he's probably. Let's see. He is kind of around average height, especially around here. So I'm trying to. I don't know what he's wearing. He's probably wearing a. He has this military jacket that he likes to wear. I don't know why. I think he got a surplus. So yeah, he is. He's black, dark hair. What did I have? Actually, let me get the description. That would probably help me out in this description
What
window.
did I write for this man?
Yeah, how does he normally wear his hair?
I have that written down actually.
Very
Pompadour.
carefully.
If I find the right tab that I have it on.
By the way, Ferrus is going to tell Bobby to ask why he didn't tell us any of this before.
Tell me what.
Well, why didn't he tell us what he looks like before we called him first?
Well, hold on. Let me get the description down first. Where are you? There you are. He has a his really short, kind of faded on the sides. He's kind of thin. He's probably early. I mean, he's 24. So he's younger. Yeah, that's kind of what he looks like. Kind of forgot because I'm not used to. Usually, when I talk to people about him, it's usually people who he already knows. So, yeah, my bad on that.
No, it's all right. You know, we're an odd group, so I think we would have stood out, but we've been here a while and haven't made contact. So figured get in contact with you and nail down who we're looking for.
All right. Anything else you need?
Seems to be all for now. Thank you so much for your help.
All right. Thank you.
God damn, handling my customer care center voice just there.
So if you're like, also the thing is, obviously you can't see it, but I was doing the put my hand in the phone shape and then putting it to my head the entire time.
That was the exact voice I used at call centers. It's awful. I'm having flashbacks now. All right, so I turned to the group and I just wanted the hair is short and faded on the sides, right?
Yes.
Okay, I want to make sure I wrote that down. So we're looking for a human who is black, about average height. We'll recognize him by the military jacket that he's wearing. He has dark, short, dark short hair, faded on the sides, fairly young and thin.
Ferrus will quietly say that would have been great to know all that before, but oh well. I don't have to make like a second charm roll to sort of ask about him again, do I?
I mean, you could probably just look for him now that you know what he looks like.
Yeah, I was actually gonna fucking, big brain move, cast Sight Beyond Sight for funsies.
All right. Let me just check to see what that does.
Action roll. You can pause and focus on a specific location with an eyesight should you meditate for 5 minutes. You may see a snapshot 360 degrees around that specific spot.
So I would say that you could do that. However, like, I'm not going to stop you from doing that, but I will give you a word of caution. That's incredibly overkill.
Hey, no.
This is the part in the thing when you click on it, it's like, are you sure you really want to do that?
Yes.
Okay, so...
Oh yeah, the other thing too is the ability I decided on was prepared for this.
Okay, prepare for this.
That is at the very fucking bottom. That is under the what is it? The sworn.
All right.
Which is a passive. You have a base level understanding of supernatural links from our world to other planes, and supernatural beings are more likely to be cooperative with you.
All right. So there, that is what you can put in. Pick whatever one of your 4 fingers and pie slots.
Put it in the first one. I can't. I don't. I've tried before. Things don't work for me right. It's fine.
I'll get it. I'll get it at some point.
Yeah. Either way, overkill time. Hell yeah.
Okay, sight within sight.
Yeah, I'm gonna
or sight
melt
beyond
into
sight.
this bench for a little bit.
Okay. You can pause. So which one of your skills do you want to do that? I have a feeling I know which one you're gonna do, but just to play the game.
What do you mean? Sorry, I have
Which
to.
which one of your like words do you want to use too? Because you gotta. It's not like, oh, I say you roll this.
Are you perhaps implying that I would want to use focus?
Maybe just a little bit. The one you have 4 in.
I want to use focus.
Okay, so you're gonna focus in there. So, okay, let me forget the word. You can pause and focus. You can pause and focus on a specific location within eyesight. Should you meditate? Okay. So I would imagine that if you were to like put your thing of focus in like the fountain, which is in the center, that would definitely work. You're not you're not stressed at all. Like this isn't time pressured. And I would say since it's not super crowded, I would imagine that you'd probably have actually great effect. So controlled great rolling 4 die without pushing yourself. And because it is a utility level ability, you do not have to that's not stress causing.
Okay, but what if hypothetically I did push myself?
Then you get 5, which if by probability rules, that means that your odds of succeeding is 96.88%, which
And
you
you
did.
critted.
You critted, which of that is a 3.13% chance. Thank you. So there, take your 2 stress.
They're
and
they're
then,
worth it. They're worth it for doing this for no discernible reason.
Okay, so let me figure out what exactly happens because of the crit. I just want to double check.
I also forget where to write down the my numbers.
If you right click
Oh,
on,
that's right. This fucking
you
bare bones shit.
yeah, if you click on your token in the top left, you can change the number there, or at least you shouldn't be able to change the number there.
It's fine. I don't need to change it.
Yeah. Okay. Let me just double check to make sure what a crit. Critical action rolls.
Also,
Critical,
why is there just an image of a raccoon?
that is Ferrus's token because I have not
Yeah,
made an
I
avatar
should
for him
find
yet.
art, but I couldn't find any that fit.
No, I like this. This is good.
The
I like the
raccoon
idea.
token. The raccoon token is also not the same shape as the other token, so it's taking up more space than it should.
Look, I love the
Shrink if you
idea of a game show host that also rummages through garbage for the sake of
It's-
survival.
One, that species. Two, it's not a game show, it's a wilderness show.
Still rummaging through trash.
Let's see. Your perform. Okay, so you increased effect. Okay, so yeah, you. Okay, so you focus, and you in fact have a 360-degree view of everything that. Basically, in your head, it's the kind of the case where you have a freeze frame of the area, and it's you can essentially walk around kind of the area and just take a look to see what's all around. And sitting at a bench that's actually kind of facing your group, you see someone that matches the brother's description. And he's currently discreetly, well, not, he's sitting there like, and he is making sketches in a pad.
Oh god, what a nerd.
Ferris will come up to him and
Oh, you haven't seen any of this. You know none of this.
I'm sorry.
Yep. So this is still in Torpo's.
This is
or in
all
Iravia's.
me.
Yep, and Aravia's thing. So you see him.
Okay, then I'll snap out of it, get up, and start running at him.
Yeah. Okay.
Not gonna say anything. I'm just gonna run at him.
Oh, and here
Okay.
I thought Bobby was going to be the one to make him shit himself.
But by running it, are you talking about full on sprint towards him?
Yes, she's not gonna lose him.
Going to spear him through that bench.
Okay, so he's sitting there, he's sketching on his thing, and he hears commotion as a muscled, tall cow lady is sprinting towards a bench for some reason. And he kind of looks up and is kind of like curious at what's going to happen. And okay, you're running towards him. Is there a end to this?
I'm going to plow through the bench to slow myself down, using it as a tool.
While he's on it.
Not on the side he's on.
Oh, just the other side. Send him flying.
So you're just gonna sit. So what I imagine is, as you're running, you kind of in midair spin around and try and sit down.
Oh, I thought I was gonna jump on it through it to slow down, kill my speed.
So you're gonna jump on the bench.
Jump through the bench, yes, to slow down. That's a good way to kill speed.
Okay. I'm gonna need you to do a skill check. See if this works.
What?
How?
Maneuver or smash?
What verb do you want to use?
I'll use smash, and because I'm using it as the tool.
Okay, so that is effectively a chair. But if you are smashing your way, you are very much doing this with the knowledge that you're likely going to break that bench and do this.
Oh, I know.
That will not be graceful.
I mean, look, it's not about grace. It's about sending a message. I don't know what the message is, but I'm sending it. Okay. What values should I roll?
So what I will say is, if you're trying to smash your way through the thing, to try and slow yourself down, that is it's not controlled, that's for sure. Whether or not it's risky or desperate is a fun one.
Follow your heart.
I would probably say that's you know what? That is definitely a desperate move.
Okay.
And because you are trying to smash your way through a bench in order to slow you down, which, might I add, that bench is probably made of wood. So
that's the idea.
Your effect's going to be limited.
Okay. I'm also going to push it, so I have 6 dice.
Okay, you have 6 dice.
Damn straight I do.
Okay. So you crit on that, so let me just double check.
I think that would take it to normal effect.
That would take it to normal effect. That's still desperate, though. And that means you at least take some consequence from this.
If I fucking destroy a bench.
Yes, the bench is definitely broken. In fact, how this works is you try and sit yourself down on it. The back part of it just kind of collapses behind you. It does slow yourself down, and you do tumble backwards. Take 1 harm.
That's fine. I can take 8 harm.
You know what? Yeah, that's piercing. Yes, take 1 harm.
Piece of bench lodged in your side. It's fine.
Look, I have thick cowhide. It's fine.
So you do this, and you are now on your back, having done this. The people kind of around there are looking very strangely at you.
What happened to the kid on the bench?
So you broke cleanly through it. So the part that he was sitting on, that the brother was sitting on, is intact. like it's slightly bent backwards, but he's still sitting there. He's perfectly fine. And he's looking kind of behind you. Just looking at you, just kind of behind the bench.
Iravia just crosses one leg, still laying like on the ground, and just goes, "Hey."
I am going, and he just kind of speaks. I am going to take a stab at this. I'm guessing you're Iravia.
What gave that away?
I don't know. Call it a hunch.
In my defense, that went better than I thought it would.
He just kind of pauses to think for a second. He's like, okay.
My other buddy should be catching up in a hot second once they're over the shock. So, wait for them to get here before we do anything.
So Bobby, when you realized what Ravi is doing, just broke out in a even bigger smarmy smile than usual, and started walking over the moment the kid was looking away at Iravia.
All right. Okay, so he's like he says, like, do you need help?
I'm good.
Okay.
And this is nothing. I've dealt with far worse.
So are you just gonna stay there?
It's nice and cool actually on the ground.
Okay. You said you had others with you?
Yeah, just give him a sec. I check myself, but it's hard to from down here.
All right. Well, until you're all here, I'll just leave you to your thing.
Iravia just removes like a large chunk of the bench from her side and hucks it.
He just kind of looks away and just kind of goes back to his sketching.
So what's everyone else doing? We know Bobby is trundled off, but
He's should be there by now.
Yep.
I mean, I slowly followed after Iravia, taking my time because I don't want to scare the person.
Don't want to be associated with the mad cow that just destroyed public property.
look, it's fine. Iravia spent enough time on a bench, and also wasn't letting him get away. Fine. What's Ferrus up to?
I think Bob had to step back. Oh,
Oh,
okay.
no.
I just stepped back.
All right.
I'm sorry. Some people saw that in the roll 20.
Yep. Oh, you did.
What I
It's
miss?
fine. I tore through a bench.
I never pay attention to anything anybody says ever.
Yeah, Iravia just plowed through a bench.
Just basically drop kick the bench effectively.
Okay. I'm curious as to why.
Why not?
To prove a point.
Okay, then. All right. So what I miss?
Yeah,
not
sorry,
much
it's not
other than that.
shooting.
Yeah,
we
that's
met.
basically it.
Yep, you basically we met the guy.
We've
We
made
found the
contact
contact.
officially.
Yeah.
Are we all together now?
Yes.
Can be.
And yeah, at this point, I assume everyone is if they
We
follow.
can be if you want us to be.
But only if you want us to be. I
Um,
guess we can make
oh.
contact.
We could ask them what they know.
I'm gonna be polite and try to help Toby's brother get back up because I assume he's all over the grass now.
No,
Oh no,
he's-
Toby's fine. It's Iravia
Yeah.
who's on the ground.
Yeah. Yeah, it's Iravia just went clean through a bench.
And didn't knock him over or anything.
Nope.
Nope.
Wow.
It was a wooden bench that happened to break at just the right point.
Plus, aren't most benches anchored in?
Yeah.
Yep.
This is it. It's the back basically gave out. That's probably also a segmented bench that.
You probably had a support in the middle.
Yep.
Anyway, I'm gonna politely introduce myself to this guy then and apologize for Avia to him. Just give him my name and ask his name and all that.
Dare you apologize for me?
Assuming a lot about Iravia there. Even Bobby wouldn't make that mistake.
Everything I do is deliberate. She says, removing another piece of bench.
All right. Yeah, this is about kind of what I expected. So yeah, I take it that you are in fact that group my brother was talking about. Yeah, so I'm not. God.
Important question: does he recognize Bobby?
He If he recognizes you, he's not like he might be like, oh, huh. It's not like he wouldn't be like bothered by it. He might know who you are, but it's not something that's going to be like like it's going to throw him off.
Hmm.
Did you say his name was Leonard, to be clear?
I don't know if I said his name yet.
I said Leonard. Okay.
Yeah, you haven't. So
Ferrus, sorry.
Go you go ahead.
Ferrus is going to ask about a little more about their group, what he's willing to say about it. The Canary group, I mean.
He's like, well, let's see, I guess we're gonna get right to the point. So yeah, Canary Group. I am, in fact, one of the artists for the group. So yeah, we've been trying to. You remember? I don't know how much comics history you know. You ever heard about that story about how back in the? I'm going to. I don't know if this is at. I probably might get the date wrong. Like,
you're talking
just
about.
innocent. Go ahead.
You're already talking about how Superman killed the Ku Klux
Yes.
Klan.
Yes. Yeah. So remember how in the 30s that the Superman? Did you ever hear about the story about how Superman took on the actual Ku Klux Klan?
Wait, is he saying this to us in character?
Yes.
Huh. Ferrus will say he doesn't really read comics.
Yeah, I'll read nerd shit.
Yeah. So there's a case of where the actual comics actually took on the actual Ku Klux Klan. So we're
They're
kind
very
of
punchable.
very, but that's not exactly how it worked, unfortunately. So we're a group that's trying to kind of do something similar with various sorts of groups. I personally like to work on, the ones like basically that one that I kind of pointed out in the that I kind of showed you, or that I take you got from the library. I am the not the writer, mostly the artist for the try and get the thing back up.
Red Butcher.
Yes, Red Butcher series, where trying to take on groups like Cygnus and other very nasty groups, trying to do
So, very punchable, I might add, from experience as well.
extremely. I would really love to do more punching, so to speak, with
You
those
only
kind of
take
groups.
chairs to the face very gracefully.
That's good to know. He says, kind of turning back.
So Ferrus will ask if they actually go out and do these things or just write stories and do art about doing these things, because he's confused.
So let me actually kind of clear that point up. So we don't actually, as much as I personally would like to, I actually am just an artist. I do the art under a pseudonym. However, I have been, especially the writers, have been in contact with people who say do that kind of action.
Iravia just raises her hand. Ooh, me.
Yes.
I do that.
Ferrus just tilts his head and just kind of nods slowly.
I've beat up Cygnus members. It's fun.
He just kind of goes, actually, story for another day.
Yeah, just ask Bobby. Bobby was there too.
I just goes, yeah, so we got, I've heard the stories from your group, and I've heard about how you were able to take specially written books and do things with them, kind of keep an eye, or kind of peer into the mind of the writer of those books, right?
I mean, yeah, we also do things like harass supernatural beings and break up erotic hypnotism rings, but yeah, sure, that too.
He just kind of puts a finger out. I was like, I might be interested in some of that later, but that's
I don't
for now.
need to know about your fetishes, but okay.
He just kind of is like, yeah, let me get to the point. And he has a bag with him, and he reaches into his bag and he pulls out a handwritten journal. So a client of ours, someone that we have as kind of an informant, so to speak, has been infiltrating, has actually been infiltrating a Cygnus cell that is actually acting out, not in the city, but actually pretty. It turns out the area to the like regions of the west where they're not as they're not as focused in terms of like urban development and all that. There's a lot of open space out there, and they've been using that as kind of a grounds for trying to build kind of hidden in plain sight kind of encampments, trying to cause problems in the area. And we have contact with an informant that knows that has knowledge of where one of these camps might be, and he says that he wrote in this notebook in I'm not super familiar with it, but I figured that you guys might be. He wrote in this book in such a way that if you were like his memories of where that location might be is kept in this book. And if you guys say what you can do what I've heard you can do, you could actually give some people some real big help that do the punching.
Out of curiosity, do we really need to do the book thing? Can't we just go bust up some skinheads?
He says, well, if we knew what the thing was, is that the information that we got by the time that the informant got like actually remembered it, he kind of forgot it because he didn't actually write down the location in the book because he was trying to keep it discreet. But he said that he did, when he wrote it, he thinks that his memory can have it, like might have had it. So I
I'm
don't
just
exactly know
saying,
where it is.
it's more fun when the broken bones and the blood are real.
It is, but we need to get there first, which is what this book is for.
Okay, I'm just saying, when we get this shit down, I will be there. Agency be damned, I will be there.
Fair enough. I just feel like maybe you might be interested in this book. He says, holding it out. He's like, if you want to take it and try it, by all means. I mean, we both know that my brother would be in on this. So I feel
Bob.
like good.
So Bobby will take the book, just kind of look at it, disinterested, and say, if we must. I'm all spent for this afternoon.
Ferrus will say he's up for whatever. He hadn't done anything all day.
I'll join you in a bit. The ground is very nice. My bike is parked nearby anyway. She just lays around a bit longer.
Okay. Ari, did you want to do anything in particular?
Not at the moment.
All right. So, as also he's sitting there, he asks like, oh, yeah, probably should have mentioned. Yeah, name's Mike.
I will say it's nice to meet him. Shakes hand.
But he'll shake in return.
Oh yeah, Mike, since I'll be here for a bit, can you tell me any interesting, by interesting I mean embarrassing stories about Toby? I need this.
He just kind of looks, he's like, look, I'm not, he just kind of says, sorry, I'm a good little brother, I don't tell stories.
Disgusting. Right? Iravia once again just stares at the sky and just like, I don't remember the last time I talked to family, actually.
Ferrus will mention his family's still in Nova Britannia. It's kind of a long drive.
I don't know where my family is. Huh. Oh, it's nice and cool.
All right. Did anyone have any other thing they wanted to do before the scene ended?
No.
I guess I'll help Iravia get back up so we can get going.
No, I told you, go on ahead without me. I got my bike outside anyway, I'll be faster than you.
He's gonna tell her that she's gonna get bugs and stuff all over her.
So?
He will shrug and he will leave.
I've dealt with far worse.
All right. Well, with that, unless anyone else had anything they wanted to do, I think that concludes that scene. So with that, Elmis.
Yep, I'm here.
Yep. So you are the lone person to go. So let me get my things here. So you are going to investigate. So in the city, there is the kind of, if I kind of zoom out, looking back at that map that I made as a reference of the area over here, in the center of the city, or kind of the city is kind of in a bay, and in the center of the bay there is a large island that is primarily used for educational and research areas. There's a lot of schools. There is a lot of technological factories. Well, not factories, but like development areas. So you are given a location of a factory. The factory is one. It is a factory that is it is. I'm trying to think of the term for it. It is a nationalized factory, so it is the government runs it. The label or the name of it, or it is privately managed, but it is a arm of like the government kind of oversees the research. It's just the individual managers inside of it is like,
Yeah, I get it.
yeah. And it is the factory named, you see a logo on it that is called Anthrobo, the Anthrobo Robotics Factory.
Well, I guess is Lucas here to meet with us, meet with me, I guess, or is it just on my own?
Lucas can be there with you.
Sure.
Good.
So Lucas, this is the factory.
Yeah. This is where my friend works.
Okay. So in that case, we're gonna do the first things first. We're gonna take an example and just put up some cameras.
All right. Do you want to, talk to the people inside first?
No.
Okay.
That means that would give them the idea that they're cameras.
Okay.
So Elvis is going to take out of her bag that she brought some of the newly enhanced cameras, make them do a little dance routine with the spider legs, and then just start walking them across the perimeter, flying into like blind spots all around so we get a good coverage of the outer perimeter first.
Lucas just kind of looks at it with fascination. It's like, you're going into a robotics factory with these things. They're going to want to hire you for this, probably.
Exactly. I don't want to get hired. Then I'd have to sell this. This is just for fun. I want to see how far I can push these.
All right.
Now we can go talk to the management.
Okay. So as you walk in, the factory itself is in the center of like an urban city, like an urban center, or like very urbanized part of it. So it's a lot of like tall buildings. This building in particular is very long, but it is also like it's a very rectangular shaped building that is also very tall. As you walk in, there is a lobby area that there's a lobby that there is a secretary and like a seating area for like guests.
Forever haunted by secretaries.
All right. I guess like what? Do they not know you got us here, or is we gonna, or I guess whatever, I'll flash a card. We had cards, right?
Yeah, also they probably are familiar with Lucas. So
okay.
Lucas will kind of walk up to the secretary and is like, "Hey, I'm here to see Brian." And they kind of wave you back, and Lucas kind of waves you back, and lets you in because there's just a set of double doors in there. That as you walk in, it is a fairly large manufacturing area that is manufacturing various components. You don't get a good description. As all you can see is just some sort of mechanical parts just going down a line. And you can see a staircase kind of going to the left. That's kind of going to a series of offices that oversees a lot of these plants, or like this kind of manufacturing area.
All right.
As you go in there, there is a series of offices in there. There's kind of like a break room and kind of that. And towards the back of this kind of area, that's this kind of, if you've ever been in like a manufacturing area, you know that there's like offices that kind of overhang kind of the manufacturing area and just kind of oversees kind of the area as a whole. There is a office that's kind of in the back of this area that you see on the door is labeled Brian Nightingale. And you knock on the door, or you and Lucas kind of knock on the door. You hear a hello, and then, or a come in, and then you go in and you see a rabbit man with dark blue fur, kind of average build, and kind of black shaggy hair, kind of mid-20s. Just kind of see him working on some paperwork as you walk in.
Hello, Elmis Grenner of the Reading Rainbow.
He goes, "Oh, you're and he says, Lucas is like, so you're from the group that Lucas is kind of friends with."
Yes, and what beast? I hear you're having issues of mysterious theft.
Yeah. Close the door. And it basically goes to close the door, and Lucas closes it behind him. Yeah. So we're seeing some very small scale theft. It's kind of weird because we can definitely tell that some things are taken. You'd imagine that, like, especially work in like a robotics factory, that we deal with stuff that we have a large storage room of like various bits and pieces. So like people stealing things is not exactly unheard of. We've had cases where like entire shipments are stolen, but that's kind of normal if we're going to deal with theft of this thing. We're dealing with very specific parts that we realize that it's definitely done in a way that something is being taken off the line. But it's pieces that they're very specialized pieces of equipment that this isn't likely a case of someone like this isn't a case of someone like taking a stapler home from work. This is very like commercial grade material. This isn't something that you normally steal unless you have a very specific use for it. And we're seeing very small scale, it's very like we're seeing bits and pieces taken, and we don't know what's taking it. But the thing is that we have a pretty decent security protocol here. So usually when we have like a break-in or a theft, we can definitely see like, oh, they broke in here, like they managed to get in the back door, do something. There's no clue of anything being taken. And it is my understanding that your group handles surveillance in an interesting way.
Yes, we can take care of that, but I'm gonna need full reign to basically place things without any of your staff knowing.
Yeah, I mean, doing this in a way that if we've we've been keeping an eye on our staff, and we've been checking as our staffs leave to make sure, kind of checking their belongings to make sure they're not taking that we're we've been going through our personnel to make sure they haven't been taking anything, and I don't feel like anyone working here would do that. I don't have any clues on like I don't have a good reason to believe that it's one of my employees doing or one of the people I oversee doing this. But we still don't. We've been checking that, and we still haven't been. The thefts have still been happening. So there is. So I'm kind of at a loss here, and we're kind of concerned about what's happening.
Do you have any competitor? What is your relationship with your competitors? Any disgruntled employees that might have gone to work for competitors then?
Well, the thing is here with the way that how the city is running this research job, we're mostly a research factory that we've been trying to test prototype parts, and there really isn't like a commercial aspect of this. I don't think it's as far as I know, there's not a competitor out there.
Well, it's not. Let me rephrase a bit more clearly. Less like financial competitors, more of the personal kind.
I don't think we do have some people that have some very specialized like hobbies. I know they do this outside, but this is a case where if anyone was doing this that had any sort of link, if these are the kind of things that if someone was working on a project with these parts, um, they would not want to see, like, if those projects saw the light of day, uh, that would be traced back here in a heartbeat, and they would be, um, the there would be a very unhappy people for this, especially since we definitely know that some of these parts are missing.
Okay, and I'm guessing one more thing. With one more thing, he's definitely telling the truth about that.
Yes.
All right. So Elmas is gonna just put her hand to her chin, rub it, think. Okay, just could you take me to that storehouse, and then I'll start my investigation there. Oh, and your central computer. I need to see that too, but storehouse first.
All right. So Brian kind of gets up and just kind of guides you and Lucas along to the elevator in the back that takes you to this kind of large area, kind of encompasses what would normally be like 3 or 4 floors. So it takes you to a like essentially what they call the second floor of the building, which is a large. Actually, they take you to what's essentially the top floor of the building, which is in itself 3 stories. It is a large warehouse that is multi-floored but kind of open.
Okay, at this point now, Elmas is just going to start throwing and activating some of the flying drones to just set up a perimeter around it with orders to follow anyone who they notice steals something.
Are you doing this in a way trying to be discreet, or are you just openly doing this?
This is discreet.
You know what? I'm not gonna. I'm not gonna make you do an action roll for that, because really the most that he would see is like, oh well, that's cool, and that's about it. So I'm just gonna let you do that. Okay, so as you do that, he just kind of points out, as like, I'll give you a copy of our kind of inventory for the area, so you can kind of know what's generally stored in around here. The thing is, here's our kind of storage area. We haven't seen a whole lot of thefts from this particular area. A lot of the thefts seem to have happened on the actual in the manufacturing floor and in our test labs, which I'll show you to after this. He also points to in the top corner of this large area, there is a room set aside, and he points to that room, and he's like, our central computer is located over there. We haven't seen anything in particularly stolen from or like anything tampered with there, we keep that room pretty under lock and key.
I think I need to go to a visit there. This will be. So what I want to do is like take one of the drones and then have it hooked up to like take all the thing that the central computer is recording into and plug it into there.
So you basically want to just take the data that's in there?
Yes.
Okay. That he could like he gives you access to it, so I take it that you can take another one of the drones and just do that.
Yep, that's fine. Have a drone there to keep monitoring and collecting that.
I real quick, I do want to add that your fucking map just looks like a weird pain diagram for an injured thumb.
I hate that. Now I'm seeing it.
I have that power.
So yes. Is there anything else you want to like take a look at in the storage area?
Nah, after last thing that Elmis really wants to do after this is just put a couple cameras each in the manufacturing floor and the test room, and then we'll go out and just and then after that just go talk to the workers.
Okay. The one thing he will take you to before he goes to your manufacturing floor is that there is he takes you to essentially their test labs. And he kind of says beforehand, it is kind of in he's saying this because he kind of has to, but in that way is like he knows is like, yeah, so like these are kind of our test rooms, so try not to poke too much around, or like try. He just kind of phrase it. It's like try not to touch as little as possible, because some of this stuff is, fragile.
No problem. Look, I got a degree in engineering. I understand.
And yeah, just kind of try not to poke too much around in like trying to like keep surveillance is perfectly fine, but I would request that you try not to leak stuff that you've found here.
Oh, please. This stuff is not dangerous enough for me to be interested.
Fair enough. So as you kind of go, it kind of takes you. It's kind of a single floor, but there's a lot of different rooms in there. As you kind of look through it, you do see what this kind of. Start to get a general gist of what this robot facility is for. It is testing, in particular, prosthetics, but also basically they're testing out androids, essentially. Very rudimentary androids.
How do those compare to the ones we saw in the first mission in terms of using the Sylph colonies to power them?
It is roughly similar.
Including the power source, or?
So the power source looks like it is entirely computing. Like it looks like it looks more like computers in there. You might see like a technological or techno-magical like battery or something in there, but you won't see. It's not like the way that the other group was doing it.
Okay.
This has much more of a mechanical and it's very prototypey looking. Like this is not the glamour pass has not happened yet.
Okay.
So as you go through, go ahead.
I was gonna say, yeah. After going through the lab, I want to talk to the actual workers without the boss being around.
All right. Actually, before you do that, I need to step out real quick, so I'll be right back.
Behold, Elmis, only interested in things that can bring about mild destruction.
It's fine. We forgive you. We forgive you because you don't sell them.
Yeah, Elvis isn't gonna sell any of this stuff. This is for personal, like, I did this. Neat. All right, go try to find another project to do.
Takes the concept of hobby grade to the next level.
Though I do actually, I know I have the perfect idea for what Elvis's next project is to craft.
It's a stealth drive.
No, it's an AI unit to help coordinate the drones.
Not a stealth drive for the drones, eh?
No,
I
Go
keep
ahead.
wondering what I should craft. I'm not sure. I don't know if my job counts as crafting.
It's
That's
more,
it.
That's a sick ass VHS.
It's less crafting is just the name of it. It's like it's a long-term project. Also, is just what you're working on. So
Also, wait, do VHS tapes exist yet?
No. I don't know. You'd have to ask Lolo.
you have to ask Lolo because we technically have cell phones, even though
I don't claim to understand at
internet.
all how tech works in
Yeah.
Lolo's setting.
70s, but also whatever we need in any given moment.
we are culturally in the 70s. That's the important thing.
Yeah, culturally in the 70s, technologically in other.
Halo.
Yeah.
We were curious. Do VHS? I can't talk today. Do VHS tapes exist?
Not VHS tapes, but something similar.
Ah, Betamax, the wave of the future.
Laserdisc.
No.
Until it's overtaken by the more and powerful UMD.
God.
All right. Damn it, I should have grabbed another drink. Whatever. All right. So continuing. God damn it. Trying to get my tabs back in order. So you wanted to talk to the, just kind of the workers.
Yeah, and without the boss around.
Okay. So, you kind of, as you kind of walk around, you can see there's a lot of different people, working. A lot of people who look like they're engineers. Some people who are like, mechanical, like helping with the machinery. But the people that you see there look like they are doing testing work.
Okay, good. So I have expertise in engineering. So perfect. Let's go.
Yes.
So Elvis is like, all right, I see you guys prosthetics work here. What are you doing to stop rejection?
So it seems like rejection just seems to be we're kind of working with like the more mechanical part of it. So we have we got some of the people who are working in the biomed or the biotech groups that are kind of actually doing the connections for that. But we're kind of mostly doing the actual mechanics of the prosthetics.
I see. So what? Has anyone started trying to do a off the record? I gotta tell you, I'd be really interested to see some of this stuff in like a BattleBots thing. Anyone just tried anything stupid?
I mean, we do funny things with like the bot. Like, we've tried to see if something could control with like 10 arms before. We've done stuff like that, but nothing destructive. These things are kind of expensive.
Ah, man. Oh, but how did that 10-arm project work?
It worked. It had 10 arms. It was neat. Don't know how useful it would have been.
Think of all the baseball. I don't know. You could do something fun with it, I'm sure.
I'm sure,
Sports
but
ball.
I'm sure, but yeah, I mean, as far as we know, we're working with things mostly 2 arms, 2 legs.
Makes sense. So, how's been management harassing you lately?
They've been more puzzled than really anything, because really, if anything, we're more confused about it than anyone else, because the stuff like outside of maybe, I don't know, we've seen some prosthetics been taken. That it's like, but like piecemeal at a time. It's not like someone's taking like they're not taking like a shipment of body parts. Like, I don't think whoever's been taking this doesn't seem like it's a job for someone who's trying to mass produce. It seems like if it's anything, it's someone with a pet project.
Ooh, anyone you got any bets on?
Anyone that would have been worked in here is not stupid enough to steal government, like to take stuff from, take like public workspace. parts. That's amateur hour. Or at
Makes-
least someone who's not like someone who isn't interested in making a statement, so to speak.
That
You aren't
makes
going.
sense.
You are not going public with this.
Okay, you heard an. Oh, I guess I was gonna say, do you guys know any place where I can see power use records? But it's like, yeah, probably be able to get that here.
Power use in what sense?
Like this, yeah, this is something I wouldn't be able because it's like, oh, here's this part of the city that's using a bit more power than it has been in this for this much hours between this time. But that's something that,
That's not something that.
yeah, that's
In
something
this
I
case, in this case, it wouldn't matter.
Okay.
Because at this point, really, someone with the TV on and doing the vacuuming probably is generating about the same amount of power.
Judge?
Oh well, can't try and find that way. All right, Elmis just writes a number down. Keep in touch. I actually kind of am interested to see what some. If you ever need some help for like stupid ideas, just call me up. I can probably cope with something that would give you a good stress test. Bye. And then Elmis walks out.
All right. So you're good with that.
Yep.
Thank you for listening to Hazeltown Story. If you would like to get updates on this show and many other shows hosted by me, LoloDePuzlo, you can follow at Hazeltown Story on Twitter. And if you would like to get to know me more from a personal standpoint, you can follow my personal Twitter at LoloDePuzlo. If you would like to watch this be recorded live, you can go to twitch.tv/LoloDePuzlo and follow the channel for notifications of when this show, as well as other shows like Retro Rank Rhapsody, are being recorded. If you would like to add this podcast to your podcatcher of choice, you can search for WLDP Hazeltown Radio and find us on most major podcatching search engines. Or you can manually add rss.hazeltown.life to your podcatcher. Thank you for listening, and I hope you come around for the next episode.